You're listening to Studio 57 Radio, your home for underground hip-hop, rap, and R&B. Studio 57 Radio.
Fucking rebels are back in the house. Get the kids out of the room. It is about to go down. Last time we were on the air, I thought I'd rant us into people leaving the page, and instead we got more likes. So guess what y'all get today? More rants from me. Holy shit. We actually have sports to talk about. Can you handle it? Can you hold it in? Can you take it? I don't know if you can. I can't, so without further ado, let's do the do that we do at DSR2. I am Scrappy, and here is the host, the man, the myth, the legend, Johnny the freaking Moose!
Hey, we are back here for a glorious edition of DSR2. Yes, we are starting early. It's August. That's right, the first weekend in August. We are back for our 11th season of DSR2 here. Why? Because sports are actually going on right now. We've got NBA playoff, or the play into the playoffs there. We got the NHL playoffs going on. We got MLB, well, at least for now. This week, I don't know. That's when you ask. I mean, the Tigers aren't playing this week because it's not their fault. They're responsible. Like, I don't know, the Marlins, the Phillies.
Oh, my God.
The Cardinals.
What do you mean? What are you talking about? How about, like, MLB in general? They're just not. Why the fuck do you think Canada said stay the fuck away from here? Do not come here. Go away. We do not want you here. You are not welcome. Do not pass go. Do not collect $100. Just get the fuck on.
That's right, because you don't know what the hell you're doing.
Yes, you guys have your head up your ass. You have no fucking plan, and there's a pandemic out there. Like, just because you can't see it doesn't mean it ain't out there.
Yes. But the NHL, come here, come to Toronto and Edmonton. Again, I appreciate them down there hosting, but Toronto and Edmonton aren't winning it. It's going to be a US team winning it in Canada.
Yes.
Again, for the 26th straight year.
We already have international greetings. Mike from Canada. Canada Mike, how you doing, brother? Thanks for coming and hanging out. Yes, we will talk baseball for sure. He's a big he's actually a Tigers fan, Moose. So
he's just from Windsor. That's understandable. Why?
Well, he's in the Toronto area, I want to say.
Okay.
And he does like his Jays, but well, you know they're homeless basically.
Yes.
At this point,
the Buffalo Jays.
Yeah, the Buffalo Jays now. And then, yeah. So he's a baseball fan, so he's itching for baseball and hoping they can stay. But I am a realist, okay? And I don't mean to get all scrappy Damas on your fucking asses this early into the show, but that shit ain't fucking finishing. This season ain't fucking finishing, and if it is, you're going to have like 13-year-old kids out there playing because they're going to run through the travel squads, they're going to run through the players, they're going to run through this is going to be, it already is one of the most embarrassing things I've seen for baseball, right, as far as like just preparedness, just having a little common sense. Moose, we have not done this show. We were on the show for the Wednesday of hell, right? When all of brimstone and fire came down upon the sports world and destroyed everything. Like, they were canceling shit while we were on the air. It was wild. We've been off for 3 months. Dude, my stance when we left is the same. Nothing's fucking changed. What have you done to prove that you can do anything in any kind of safe manner? We already know the only way to do it. And we said it here.
Was bubble.
The bubble. We said it before the NBA talked about it. We said the only way you could do it is be in a bubble. Get everybody in a room, get them all fucking tested, and don't let anybody in or out.
Right.
That was our take
I
from
think
the
that was the
beginning.
initial problem. Is both of those states.
But if you're in the bubble, it doesn't matter. Look at the NBA, Florida.
I know.
They're in a bubble.
Problem-
But they don't. None of them have a true bubble. Let's be real. Guess what? I just popped your fucking bubble. Burst your bubble, but the bubble ain't a fucking. Is that a shirt now? Is that a shirt? I don't mean to burst your bubble, but the bubble ain't a bubble. I don't mean to burst your bubble. Bubble ain't a bubble.
Yeah, we look.
Yeah.
You know what?
Get that hotel Cambodia. I just get it out there. We're right here, right now. Like, I'm not talking Rona. I'm not talking nonsense. I'm all about the games, and it's gonna be wild with the whole hitting pitchers thing. And the Astros thing, dude. There's all kinds of onion layers to baseball right now. Like, when is the last time we really got depth in it? We can do 2 hours on baseball, Moose. That's like not
Yes.
we've been doing this show since like 2008.
Yes, I know. So yeah, but you talk about the Astros players getting hit, and again the kicker was Joe Kelly throwing. Dude, you weren't even again. You played on the Boston team in 2018. So you know what? Don't be pitching at Astros because you're a fucking hypocrite. Your own team was doing the same thing when you won a ring.
How about that? How about them hitters there? Huh? They're doing good over there. And the Houston hitters are on fire. Well, they're averaging like 112 between the top 3 hitters.
You're not very good when you're guessing. It's
Yeah,
only good when you know.
it's not so easy when you don't know what's coming, is it? Fucking clowns. And baseball did nothing to them. And then, like Mike's point here, in his text, 3 Dodger players hit by pitch yesterday. No suspensions, no nothing. Joe Kelly hits nobody, gets 8 games.
That was extreme.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the kind of shit baseball does to itself, dude. And you wonder fucking why. Dude, this goes back in the day. You know how baseball fucks itself? It's done it at every turn. Back in the day, little kids would climb the trees and, like, look into stadiums and try to watch games. And they would shoo them a fucking way. Don't watch. And they cut the trees down and they put things up so you can't look into the ballpark and all that stuff. Baseball is a history of just
Shooting yourself in the foot?
it's just shooting themselves in the foot, dude. If you have a stadium where people can look out from the outside in and see it, and a bunch of kids are watching it, be happy kids are watching your shitty sport. Like, your sport is, like, regressing.
Well,
I don't want to call it a shitty sport. I love baseball.
In the stands
I'm just
and
saying.
buildings across the street. Oh, no, we're going to put a bigger fence up, or we're going to change these.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They've done shit like that forever and ever and ever in a day. They refuse to speed up pitching. They refuse to do anything to change the game at all. The game's been the same since it was bought off in 1918 or whatever the fuck.
Well, you know, the one thing that I kind of all this I kind of like is I like the 7-inning doubleheaders.
I like all the goofy shit they're doing now. You know why? Because if it doesn't work, so what?
Who
if
cares?
we find a fucking dude, if we find some gold, then maybe you can fix your sport. Because it is. Baseball's got problems. You know, when you're average, we talk about it all the time. When the average age of your fan base is, closer to 60.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm the average age on there. I'm 55 now, and with that.
And that's not a healthy place for a sport to be.
No.
You know what I mean? You know, their primary, it should be, kids, like that's how that works, right? You don't become a professional athlete if you don't play as a kid. You don't just wake up one day and go, this isn't pro wrestling. You don't just wake up one day and decide you're going to be somebody. Shit don't work that way. So baseball needs help, man. I'd really love to see them get it together and make some changes. And I think this is a great opportunity to do that. So if we're going to stay on the positive, we're going to talk about stuff on the game. We're not going to go all Rona and but it is crazy. You can't talk about baseball without talking about the irresponsibility of the players and the way they've been fucking handling and the way the league's handled this situation from Jump Street. 313-307-5340 is the text line, guys. If I'm not getting to your social media, if I'm not in the chat room, I'm all over the place trying to catch it. But if I don't get it, the text line comes right to me, man. 313-307-5340. You can be anonymous there, too, if you want. We'll just give you a shout-out to your, area code. But, always love a name, a nickname. We love to call you something besides a named texter. So shoot us in there. Jay, Ben, Mike, thanks for getting on the social media, checking us out on Facebook, YouTube Live. We're doing this thing everywhere you find podcasts. DSR2 back in the building, and I'm going to rant us into some more likes, I hope, a little bit later. But I could rant about baseball forever because they just seem to just be shit in the bed at every turn.
They are. I mean, and again, I think it comes from the upper. I mean, Rob Manfred's got no clue.
No, No,
He's
he really
a terrible.
doesn't.
He is probably now the worst commissioner in sports.
I don't even think it's a probably. And
he is.
you know what I mean? He's just
Especially the way the NHL's going, and we would say forever Batman. But
Batman's
looking genius.
We murder Batman all the time, but at least he put hockey. I'm sorry, but hockey's the best looking one.
Other than the lotteries that draft on there,
Right.
which was an unmitigated disaster, especially for us. How the fuck's a goddamn playoff team going to get a number 1 pick overall? Which is bullshit.
Yes, But the
actual playoff on there with the format they're working on there, genius.
Well, the way they work the format, the way it looks on television, the way they're taking care of the players and dealing with their health and doing the precautions, dude, they not only are they doing the best job, not only are they being the most responsible, but they're putting out really the best product right now. Like when you look at it on TV, it is not much different than what you're used to seeing. Like the way they tarp things off and the way they make shit look, like and the noises you're hearing on the hockey is done the best. I mean, other than I guess NASCAR, which that's not a sport. That's not in the realm.
No,
of what
but
we're
I mean the way,
especially
with this round robin and all this so far has been going, it's been great.
Yeah. So I mean, I love what hockey's doing. I think hockey's got the best model. I watched some NBA games, more recently, and goddamn, the gameplay is sloppy and ugly, but. They look pretty good. It looks kind of like international play to me.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm watching Olympic basketball, just in the aesthetics, the way it looks. But I mean, you got basketball.
Right.
It's a little weird watching them in the booth with the dividers and doing some of the stuff, but they're doing different things to kind of make it look so it doesn't look so goofy and odd. The audio, putting the backing tracks and all that shit in there is a little weird to me. I feel like I'm watching a video game because that's basically what you're getting. You're getting like 2K pumped into the background. And so it's okay. It makes for the radio side, makes it really good because, you can't see it anyway. So that audio's not playing tricks on you. But I have to say that the contrast in comparison there from MLB to NHL, the ones who did it right and the ones that have their fucking head up their ass, it's so day and night.
Right.
It is so day and night.
I mean, you look on there too, especially if you figure, okay, the NFL's going to get it right. No, I mean they haven't done it, but you look on there too with it.
Well, the NFL,
and also too, you look with the NBA and the NHL, both basically in the social platforms they've been doing and everything with it. And I don't want to hear one goddamn thing about I'm not watching. Well, you know what? You were going to fucking watch anyways.
Yeah.
So don't give me this crap. I'm not watching the NBA. I'm not. You know what? You weren't going to fucking watch anyways. Yep. Shut up. Go home. Watch your freaking NASCAR. Watch bass fishing. I don't fucking care.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's my whole take on it too. And if you don't understand what we've had the stance forever since the Kaepernick shit started. If you don't understand what all this shit is about and you don't get it yet, I mean, this has been years, and we've been putting the message forward too. Ever since Cap took that knee, this message has been trying to be put out there, and you're not listening, and it has led to an uprising in this country, and you're still not listening. If it's gone on this long, and you still don't get it, understand that you are the fucking problem. You are the problem. You're not part of the problem. You are the problem. Period. Look in the mirror. If you don't understand what's going on here and you're not willing to get past whatever, misconceptions you have about, racial inequalities in this country, then you're the problem. You're the sole problem. You're the reason why this shit's happening. I don't know what to tell you. You don't like it, then, stop being a racist fuck. I don't know what to tell you. That's kind of what's going on here. So people, you don't understand what's going on here. You don't understand what this whole movement is, and you can't just let this thing kind of play out and understand that this has nothing to do with the flag. This has nothing to do with any of that stuff. It's all, dude, and it was all this stuff got orchestrated from an ex-Marine anyway, right? In Kaepernick when they talked about it originally. And now with all these, with all the police involved killings, people are done. Dude, if you beg for something for 250 fucking years and then you're told to sit down and shut up, How patient are you before peaceful protest becomes something more? And if you're mad because they put some shit on their jerseys or put some shit on the floor, you're going to be real fucking mad when there's an uprising in this country and they do more than the looting and the riot and the shit you see in Portland. When that shit spreads throughout the entire fucking country, then what are you going to do? You're really going to be upset then. Let them have their voice be heard. Let this shit happen. If this stuff really bothers you so much, you're right, Moose, you wouldn't be watching anyway. This is not for you. If you love sports, you appreciate whatever message they're trying to put out with the platform that they have for whatever it is, and then you watch the sport for whatever it is. You can differentiate the two.
Right.
If you can't, that's not a problem with sport. That's not, you're not a fan. You know what I'm saying? So just don't watch it. Don't watch it. Don't be involved with it. Boycott all you want. Follow your cult leaders and boycott all the things that you say you love. Do it.
Like books.
Education.
Science.
Fuck.
But, yeah, I mean, you look on there. I mean, the Rangers already got knocked out on there. Highlanders are down 2 series in this series, 2-1 to Florida. Arizona's up 2-1 against Nashville. Tampa's up. Was it the run round? Best round. Tampa beat Boston today 3-2. So that was great. And again tonight we got Pittsburgh and Montreal, and I'm going to say is go Habs.
Yes, absolutely.
Go Habs.
I've been all about the Habs since the restart. To be honest with you. I mean, you got to latch on to somebody, right?
Right.
So.
I'm not sure as hell he latching on to Pittsburgh.
Yeah, exactly.
Freaking Sidney Crosby, give him a freaking 2-handed shot to the head.
Hey, I'm going to tell you, when the Habs would come to town and you go to a Red Wings game, and a huge fan base here of Habs, they'll travel here. I mean, it's not Habs fans. They have no problem coming to Red Wing country and to Hockey Town, so to speak, and they're always fun, to be honest with you. Like, you can rib each other with the game back and forth and have a good time, and Habs fans are great. So, like, if I'm going to latch on to somebody else, it's not like Ohio State fans, right? Or Philly fans where they, like, throw rocks at Santa and shit. Like Habs fans are actually pretty cool cats. And it's a pretty healthy ribbing when you're just enjoying the game
even with
together.
the Maple Leaf fans, it's a healthy ribbing on there.
Same with Maple Leaf.
I mean, it's good, healthy on there. We
So
can get along.
it's-
You know what? Plus, they're Canadians, so they're always nice people anyway. But yeah, I had a buddy of mine on there post something about it was like the anniversary of Boston trading Ken Dryden to Montreal, and I said, dude was freaking phenomenal. I said, probably him and Jack Plant's the greatest goalie in Montreal's history. And he goes, well, what about Waugh? I said, Waugh's like number 3. Come on. And he looked at me, I said, well, come on. I mean, again, Dryden wins the Conn Smythe. He only starts like the last 10 games of the season, gets into playoffs. They win the Stanley Cup. He gets the Conn Smythe. The following year, he gets the Calder Trophy Rookie of the Year. Don't tell me that dude's won like 6 cups in like a decade. You know?
Right.
Don't tell me. I mean, what did Waugh win? 1 with Montreal? Give me a break.
All right. Of course, we have
Actually won 2.
We're very biased when it comes to Waugh just because of the whole rivalry.
Statue of Liberty?
Yes. So there's a lot of that. And he was always that guy. There was always controversy around him. He was always had the enlarged pads.
He had a jersey the size that big on me.
Just
don't
crazy.
give me that on there. What are you wearing? I'm wearing a size 10X jersey. If the guy was Andre the Giant, it would fit perfectly.
Yeah, meanwhile, he's got like condor wings and shit.
Goddamn wind come up there and he float in the air. Yeah, no wonder.
Yeah.
Bullshit, you're wearing a fucking poncho, man.
We used to. So we are very biased when it comes to him for sure. I'm with you on that one. Oh, shoot. Go Raptors. Habs. No. Dryden even took the year off to become a lawyer. Okay, there we go. It's just yes.
He took a year off to become a lawyer and come back, and he wins 4 cups in a row.
Yeah. There you go. Mike's with you.
Pride and joy from Cornell University. Kenny Dryden.
So, but yeah, so like I said, I hook on because the Habs fans were always cool here. So I've kind of latched onto the Habs. Of course, we are anti-Pittsburgh here because of the whole Cindy Crosby and the Red Wings debacle.
Not Cindy. Cindy.
Yes. Well, he is a baby, man, and for hockey, that's weird to me. It's like he should play soccer. The way he cries about shit.
Oh, there's a penalty.
Like if you skated by him and blew in his ear, he might fall down like he got hooked or something. And it's just like he's just I don't know.
And don't give me they beat the Wings in the playoffs. You know what? That was bullshit. Goddamn Malkic has been suspended for Game 6, so kiss my ass.
Well, yes, they definitely showed a little favoritism towards that Pittsburgh team that year. I felt, but like it's one of those things where we had our time, so like I ain't mad.
Yeah, we won 4 cups.
Yeah, I mean. There's a championship belt that's hanging up behind Moose, and it's got it's the Red Wings stuff, and it's got the cup years on there. Yes. And I had to put 2 years on each cup, and there's lots of cups on there. Yes. So they've done well for themselves over the years.
Have done
and then over his right shoulder would be the original. For us, at least for like my generation, that '97 championship banner was like the one that really kind of kicked off this more recent era of winning for us. And so now that we're crap, but hopefully we'll get back to winning sometime in the near future. But yeah, at that time, as much as I wanted to win, it was more about I hated Pittsburgh, right? Like that whole rivalry, and so. You know, I don't know how butthurt I was about necessarily not winning the championship, but the fact that Pittsburgh was the one that took it, that bothered me more than anything.
Pittsburgh gets 3 number 1 picks in a row.
Right.
Detroit basically has the worst record on there. We're number 4 pick. Oh, fuck you, Batman.
It does. It sucks. I feel like, I feel like, you know, we get persecuted again sometimes, but I don't know. You know, that's just being a homer,
yes.
I think.
So we got later on tonight too. We got Edmonton playing Chicago. I'm going to root for Edmonton, man. I would like to see again of all the Canadian teams out there. Again, I wouldn't mind a Montreal Edmonton match up in the finals.
Right there, you go.
I mean, come on, they got the best player in the league, with Connor McDavid. We'd like to see them on there, with against the Blackhawks. You know, the Blacks have won enough. You know, tough. Let them freaking lose on there. But I wouldn't mind that. Just. You know what? It's going to be a U.S. team who wins anyways on there, but you know what? I wouldn't mind, again, Montreal or Edmonton to win it if they're the two that get there. So
right.
With it. And we'll see what happens here on there coaching-wise. On there, I know Blash will be on there for next year for sure, and then we'll just have to see what happens. I mean, good news is I think after next year, Franz is finally off the freaking books. It feels
God!
It literally is a decade.
I was to say, isn't he retired now or some shit? Like,
no, he's still on there because of the freaking concussion.
Oh, I got you. Yeah,
he's still having issues.
Yeah, well, he's essentially retired because of the concussions, right? Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought.
He's retired, but just on there. So, basketball, we got early game here. Almost halftime.
Yeah, what are we doing?
45-38, Oklahoma City over the Lakers.
God, we should be doing a little watch it with us. I forgot to hook up the TV. I'll get that going during the break.
On the break on there. Toronto's up over Orlando 15-6. And again, as we said, go Raptors. And they're out of the East, they may be the team that just nobody really wants to play.
Oh, go Raptors. Mike is already on it. He hit us earlier.
You know, we always say about this be Milwaukee. I don't know, man. The Raptors have been playing some pretty good ball this year, and look what they're doing after coming out of the lockdown. And that they're playing God blessed good ball.
Well, you got to understand that this is not your conventional year, right?
Right.
So, like teams like Houston or Toronto or one of those teams. I don't think Houston will do it, but one of those teams could upset because that war of attrition isn't an issue.
I'll tell you, the team nobody wants to play in West. Again,
Portland.
Fucking
Portland.
Man,
damn right, baby.
Lakers do not want to play Portland. No,
they don't.
In the AC, you got Portland coming.
Yeah, you don't want to play Portland. I'm telling you right now.
Melo looks like he was freaking out of Syracuse again.
Well, I wouldn't go that far, but Melo does look like he stayed in shape. And, you know, like he was trying to make a team. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he was trying to make a team. Like he realized, and he has been playing well. And the thing about Melo is he flames out. he's only going to last so long.
Right.
This is only so long. Like, you only need him for so long. So, like, he can flame out. It's all right.
That's all right.
Because he's not going to, you know what I'm saying? It's not.
Plus, he's not the man.
Right. Well, yeah, that's the key, is that he's not the man or the man or the man behind the man. You know what I'm saying? So.
But
Portland, though, I don't want.
Nobody wants to play them.
No, not after what I saw the other night.
Oh shit, I don't want to play them.
Oh, Mike's like, well, got some thoughts on it. Wants our thoughts on the XFL, and that's where my rant will come in a little bit later. So we'll just hang tight, buddy.
It's Ballers Live.
Fucking Dwayne, can you do me a solid? I'm really fucking. Can you do me a solid? It won't be that much. Get a couple investors, and then you'll barely notice. You make so much money. Come on, Dwayne, you owe me.
You owe me.
Man, I don't even want. I mean, and then I think they're trying to launch for 2021 or 2022. I mean,
2022.
Yeah, that's what I meant. 2022. They're gonna take a year off, try to fix it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
But yeah, I mean Portland. I mean, holy.
But
crap.
Portland, yeah. Let's go back to Portland. I'll talk about that other shit later. I don't know what to say. Like, the game I watched the other day was off the chains. Just the way they're playing, and the chip on their shoulder. But look at Houston right now with Westbrook giving up the ball and Harden playing fucking defense.
You know why?
Like,
they're not at home. They're like they're in Florida. Like, I don't have to. I'm not gonna suck.
It's like, what the fuck, man?
Oh yeah, you look at the opposite, fucking Boston. What the fuck? I mean,
I don't know. What do we got going on here? Oh, okay. They were talking about. What is this? What are we? I thought this was a game. What are they showing us? Is this halftime or something?
it must be halftime.
The digital individuals, like with the webcam, that are like watching online or whatever, it's kind of weird. Okay, here we go. Oh, they were just okay. Here we go. Third quarter, 6:40 to go. OKC got a double digits on LA right now. I see. When I look at this, it looks like international play. They got the lower nameplates. They got no paint on the floor.
Yeah.
They got, even wherever they would put the people on the floor, there would be more space there. You see that more in international play. It just feels like a more of an international Olympic kind of look. But we recognize all the players. You know what I'm saying? The quality, though, of basketball has not been very good.
No.
What I don't understand is I understand maybe you're not in competition and rhythm and all that other stuff, but like, how do you not shoot a basketball? Like, how are you not crisp if you're a basketball player? Like, I get football. How do you get in football shape? But you can't. Like, how do you take BP? Like, I get the other sports, even hockey. But basketball, dude, if nothing else, you could just sit in your hotel room with a fucking basketball and dribble until you got a fucking handle that nobody's ever seen before.
Any of these cats don't have like a half court in their house.
Dude, all these cats got full court fucking setups in their yard. Dude, don't tell me you don't have access to a fucking rim. That's bullshit. So the fact
case, you got a half court, you can just sit there and just
just be shooting. So I understand like there being little rhythm things and stuff like that, but man, some of these bricks and horrible looking shots, and it's like, dude, have you guys even been practicing during lockdown?
Jason Tatum doesn't look like he's practiced.
And that's what I'm wondering, what's happening with some of these teams like that. So the quality of ball has not been great, but goddamn, it is amazing to have. Like, I don't care if it's not great. Like, to be able to see live sports, I'm still in shock that I'm watching it. Like, last night, I put the game on. I ended up falling asleep on the last game. It was like 10:30 when I finally passed out or whatever. So, yeah, maybe I made it to halftime. I can't remember. I passed out. But I was like, I couldn't believe this. I'm watching basketball games, and it's still not sunk in. Dude, this isn't when we're supposed to be playing certain sports, and it should be just baseball right now. And then the games are all erratic and all over the place. It doesn't look the same. It's really weird. Like, even soaking this stuff in is really just different. And so, but I think the NBA product, obviously, the play will improve.
I'd say, yeah.
So,
Look at one guy. Look, since they came back on their play, Michael Porter Jr. had a so-so game his first game back. Then it was 37,
right.
double-double, 30 today, double-double.
That's what I'm saying. You're going to see guys shine that you didn't expect. You're going to see teams do well, or in Boston's case, not so well, maybe. Is based on the thing that bothers me about what they did. The only thing that really gets me with the whole NBA is trying to jam Zion down our throats and basically coming up with this whole convoluted fucking play-in system for the playoffs just to get him a chance to be in the playoffs. Let's not get it twisted. Right. All that shit is for no other reason but to get Zion a chance to get in.
They ain't getting the playoffs.
They're not going to get in.
Because you know who is? Portland.
Portland. But so to me that's the one that's the only big flaw. You went out of your way and let's be honest, you're putting health at risk and people's health and families and stuff at risk just playing ball. So putting all this extra fucking dog and pony show bullshit just to get a guy a potential opportunity maybe at possibly playing in the playoffs, to me is fucking bullshit, convoluted, fucked up money grab. Like I don't know. I don't get that. Like, I won't. That I don't understand.
Right.
But really, beyond that, and then allowing these players to kind of leave without like legitimate. Those would be the two beefs I'm gonna have. Because if you can just say, okay, I'm going to take off, I need to get out, and then it's not like something where you go, okay, it's a family thing, it's a health thing, it's a this thing, or it's a that thing. Because you can't have cats going to the strip club to eat food and hang out with their boys and shit like that. Especially if his boy's a fucking rapper with a big mouth and a Twitter account. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't do that shit. So you're putting everybody else at risk. Yeah, sure. He's wearing the fucking bubble mask on his face. Well, I know he was wearing it as a chin strap, but he had the fucking bubble mask on. The one they gave him when he got there.
I mean, we'll see what happens with the NFL in there, because they told cats under, we catch you at a party. I don't care if it's at the club or a house party or the strip club or casino. You're gone and you ain't getting no money. We're going to keep your money.
Well, that's what they need to do.
Well, the NFL has already told the players that. That's what, and the union agreed to it because they're a weak union. But yeah.
Yeah, but the NFL players can opt out and still get paid.
That's the thing is, and that's what the kicker is with that. It's like, I'm not playing.
Yeah, I'm opting out.
If I'm Stanford, I'm opting out.
Yep.
I got a wife and 4 young kids.
Yep. Well, and this is the thing too, and
a wife with health issues already.
Right. Well, and we'll get into Kelly in a minute, because that's another rant that I could have too, and we'll get into the whole Stafford thing and the test things in a minute, because all this shit that people are talking about today with those tests and all that shit, dude, we told you this before we took our hiatus for the summer, okay, guys, that these tests are not accurate. Our buddy Dave, who works for the fucking company who makes the fucking tests, came on our show live during the show, got in the chat room, and told all you motherfuckers how it is.
Right.
Okay? If you are taking a COVID test that is faster than a 24 to 48 hour turnaround, it is wildly inaccurate. Period. Okay? We told you this a long time. Is that fucking Lil Wayne? That's Lil Wayne. Do we really need Lil Wayne?
No.
Fucking Skyped into the fucking crowd of the basketball game. Why don't we just put all the celebrities in there?
Yeah.
Why don't we Why don't we just put superheroes and shit back there?
Where's Jack Nicholson? I want to see him.
I want Iron Man, and I would like to nominate Hellboy, and I don't know, just some random characters from movies. How about some Street Fighter characters? We'll put video game characters.
I want to see
the
Raiden
crowd.
in there.
Shit's fucking stupid. Okay.
Finish him.
Finish him. As I lose my mind here.
But yeah, I mean, we look on there. Again, don't tell me New England ain't gonna tank it on purpose. You guys just all opt out.
What are you talking about? They get the money back on the salary cap, and then they bring other cats in, dude. You're gonna land. They're gonna bring in guys like Jadeveon Clowney, and they're gonna bring in guys. You watch, dude. Oh, you want to opt out? Go ahead, opt out, because I get that salary cap, I get that kickback, I get that money, and I'll bring in somebody that I want.
Right.
Because now watch, he's gonna be the mad scientist again. That's what he does.
Patrick Chung was
That's
so
what he
great last. It
does.
was the Devontae Hightower. I mean, again,
That sucks. Don't get me
That's a
wrong.
suck one.
That one's not going to be easy to overcome. But don't get it twisted. If you have one, Hightower, and you've got 10 fucking schmoes, and you can bring in 4 guys that are half of Hightower, then you've made out.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Because now you've got range, you've got depth, and you've got things going on there.
Even if they get a game played, we'll see what happens.
But that's the whole thing. We're talking about this whole thing, and if you're not within that bubble, you're done.
Well, like New Orleans, they basically bought out a hotel and said, and they asked everybody, you can stay here, whatever, bring your wife, family, kids, stay here for the month on there. Well, we're not making it mandatory. Fuck that, make it mandatory. Basically, you're going to retain the bubble. No, you're not, because one guy doesn't stay home.
Right.
Everybody's screwed.
Yeah, and the thing is you're trying to trust these bachelors to stay home and stay away from their party lifestyle for months. You're asking family folks to stay away from their kids and their wives for months, and then you're telling the vendors that are there to service all the players and all that they can go home.
Right.
And now you got to trust that they're going to do the right thing.
Right.
For $9 an hour.
Right.
And then they're going to come back to your bubble.
Right.
I hate to burst your bubble, but your bubble ain't a bubble.
Bubble ain't gonna bubble, gonna burst.
That bubble is already bursted because you let them cats leave and then come back. And you can test them. We told you. If they're taking rapid testing, they're not going to be right. The fact that you got a false positive and you're mad is amazing, because I'd rather give me 100 false positives. At least you're taking the precautions.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's the false negatives that's going to blow this thing up.
Right. The false positive, you're taking over. Yeah. The false negative is where everybody gets screwed. And again, tell me, Stafford ain't out clubbing.
No.
He's still got a wife and kids. He's home.
No, he's not. He is. And I'm going to tell you something. Guys, first off, the NFL and what these other cats need to be doing, and what they all should be doing, is, you don't have a COVID list. You have an IR list, or an injured, whatever you want to call it, an injured list, an injured reserve, whatever you call it. It does not fucking matter. But it is not the COVID list. And then anybody that is either injured, has been diagnosed, has been around somebody and needs to quarantine, is awaiting test results, whatever, they all go on that list.
Right.
And nobody says a fucking word otherwise.
Right.
Okay? Because that is their fucking business, and they need to deal with that. So when that information gets out to us, it's up to us to not be assholes to people when we see them in public. And we have problems doing that in this country.
Because we can't.
It's always about us.
Always common denominator.
Right. So now, to where I condemn these clowns for, kind of like being assholes to, Kelly Stafford, for being out at a park with her kids in a public place with other people when there's news out there that her husband is tested positive. Now, should you be a human being and say, hey, look, like, I heard your husband tested positive. Like, are you sure you should be out here? Our kids should be playing? Like, I just want to know. And then you talk to him And she says, no, it was a false positive. We got a negative back. We're waiting for the NFL to put that out there, but of course they're slow on that. Whatever your story is, there's ways to approach people without being an asshole about everything. So I want to make it very clear that asshole behavior, regardless of what you think you know, isn't acceptable. But that being fucking said, if you have an immune deficiency, you have health issues, concerns, you should not be taking your small children out to interact with fucking people you don't know at a fucking public park. Okay? So you cannot scream and cry now that people are saying shit. Because regardless of what Stafford's prognosis is, you are now currently participating in high-risk behavior.
Right.
Regardless of what your husband has been diagnosed with, you are participating in high-risk behavior for you that you should not be in. And so you don't have the right to be mad when people say that you're putting us in a high risk when they think that's the case, when you are putting your and your kids at that same risk. And then you're yelling and you're mad at the NFL because they're putting your family at risk. But you yourself put your family at risk. Do you understand the hypocrisy in your statements? Stay the fuck off Twitter, bitch. You are the wife of an NFL player. I'm not trying to tell you to know your role and all this other stuff, but know the temperature in the fucking room. You know what I'm saying? If you have a platform and you want to speak on things with an educated, stance, then do it. But do not pop off at other motherfuckers in a hypocritical manner. You can't do that. You have to shut your fucking mouth. Even if someone says something you don't like and it fires you up, shut your mouth. Ask fucking Eric Ebron. The entire Detroit fan base lives in his head rent-free. You don't respond to that shit. You shut your fucking mouth and you keep it moving and it goes away. Keyboard trolls and warriors, if they get no response, hecklers in the stands, if they get no response, they shut the fuck up.
But the moment he responds, like, oh, I got it.
Dude, they're on you. They are fucking like white on rice. They're fucking ticks on the ass of fucking everybody.
And they love it. And they love when he responds and he loses his mind.
Exactly. So she's falling into that same shit. Just stop.
Yes.
Just stop. Once again, Lewis, Mike, everybody chiming in, hang out with us. Your boy in KC opted out to go do his doctor job. What the fuck? I love it.
Yes.
I love it. Go be a doctor. Do the right thing. I love things like that. Those are all good stories that we're not going to hear about.
There's a guy we don't have to worry about after his playing career.
Right. Well, and what it is like,
Patrick Mahomes, we don't have to worry about because he's like buying into everything.
Yeah, he just owns everything. It doesn't matter.
He'll own the world.
It's crazy. His rookie card's worth 5 G's already? He's only been in the league 2 years.
Well, Fauci's card is worth like how many?
Yeah.
And he couldn't even hit home plate. Part of me is saying, good, I'm glad he didn't throw a 90-mile-an-hour fastball right down the pipe, because that's all we need is a 79-year-old who's basically like the genius, like on it. Oh, yeah, and he could throw like right down the pipe at 90. Shunk. If you ever threw a slider and it went shunk, you were like, what the fuck? He's Superman.
Yeah, you have to understand that like when he was an athlete, it was like the dawn of sports. So, like, they were shooting hoops and peach baskets, and they were playing, it's a different world there. But, yeah, there's good stories and bad out there and all that. And that's what I'm saying. You're going to hear about the Kelly Staffords. You're going to hear about even the Matt Stafford thing, of course, obviously. But you're going to hear about the Ebron shit. You're going to hear about all that stuff, but you'll hear very little of, what's his name, Tardif in KC, who does the right thing like that. So, but Dude, it's going to be wild, man. I can't blame any of these cats for opting out.
No.
I can't blame anybody for wanting.
Whether it's in pro or college, whatever.
Dude, college, dude, fuck that college shit. That's going to be another motherfucking rant. And we're going to do that on the other side of the break because I got to catch my breath. But fucking college. Dude, the fact that we're even motherfucking talking about them putting these fucking. You know what? Get the kids out of the room. The F-bombs are going to swing like crazy, dude, because this blows my mind. If anybody in this world, it's disgusting. It's one thing. The NFL is a multi-billion-dollar company that is now hemorrhaging money.
Right.
So, like, they have billions of reasons to go back to work. Okay? Don't get me started with the whole college thing. We'll get to it. We'll get to it.
When you're an NFL player and you're getting paid big money under, you're making an adult decision.
Right.
College kid under, he ain't getting paid shit.
Well, we're going to talk about. We'll get deeper into it, but yeah, when you're a pro and guys, and once again, we just said,
and even the
you
NBA
can't
guys,
blame the pros for backing out.
You got guys that are in the bubble saying, "No, I'm not playing this year."
Yeah,
even in the NBA,
right?
My kid's got, I got a young kid on there that's got some health issues. No. Not happening.
Well, I'm going to tell you, you can go all.
And I don't blame these guys. They're like, no, they're looking out for They're looking out for not just them. They're looking out for their families.
Well, they're doing what the rest of the nation won't do.
Right.
He's looking out for the people around him and doing the right thing and doing the healthy thing. And the reason why this country is set back, the reason why, guys, you want your sports back, put on a fucking mask. You want your concerts back? You want to go to the movies? You want to get tattoos? You want to go to the bar? Put on a fucking mask. Stop politicizing something that isn't political. This is all about fucking health. If you want stuff to be normal again, you have to slow the spread of something that is the thing that is making it abnormal. What you fail to realize is that per million people, we are leading in deaths by a far, far margin from any other country. If you break it down, we can get the ticker going. Every 80 seconds, we have another COVID death in this country. 80 seconds. 80, not 90, not a minute and a half, less than a minute and a half. So understand that that's the rate that we're at. Okay, so you can't. This is not every 80 seconds we have another case. 80 seconds there'll be another COVID case in this country. That fast. Bam. Deaths. Bam. You guys have to understand that.
And then what about the other ramifications?
And so these players get it. They don't want their families. They understand the health ramifications here. And the ones that are opting out are doing the right thing. And the ones that are playing in the bubble they're doing what they feel is the right thing. They've, in most cases, with the exception of MLB, they have mitigated the risk. To be honest, you're safer in the bubble than you are in a lot of other places.
Right.
So I get it, both sides. Can't blame anybody for opting out, though. But I mean, we're not doing what's responsible. So we're expecting all these players to do it too. That's why your bubble isn't I hate to burst your bubble, but your bubble ain't a bubble.
Shirts will be available next week.
Yes, I have a studio. I put them on
jdowbelts.com.
Yeah, we'll put them on there. I can put them on the Studio 57 radio page, actually, or .com too. Fuck, sell the shit out of them. Bubble ain't a bubble. Hate to burst your bubble, but your bubble ain't a bubble. So yeah, I think the NHL bubble is the best bubble. Followed by the NBA. We got some game action going on here. OKC still holding that 10-point lead. And I'm digging the fact that we got live sports, but it's it's something crazy, man.
It is something crazy
right now.
All right, we're going to take a quick break here. We come back here. We're going to go more rants and raves on there as we get into
hour two hours of chaos. 2 hours.
We didn't get to talk on there too. Is a certain fight got scheduled? Well, we'll find out when it gets scheduled. But will you pay for it? I am.
Oh, dude.
Take my money.
Yeah, you know what? There's already people hitting me up about that. Like, where's the party at? Oh, jeez. That's going to be something. All right.
Bubble ain't
the bubble. I hate to burst the bubble, but the bubble ain't a bubble.
All right, we're going to come back on the flip side. We're DSR2 Super Radio.
You're listening to Studio 57 Radio, your home for underground hip-hop, rap, and R&B. Studio 57 Radio.
Party people, this is the original Doc Ice, and you are definitely listening to Studio 57 Radio. And if Studio 57 Radio isn't on, then your radio ain't really on. Check that.
You're listening to Studio 57 Radio, your home for underground hip-hop, rap, and R&B. Studio 57 Radio.
Hey everybody, Scrappy here to tell you about That Radio Show. Hang with me as I break down the world of entertainment with great guests, celebrity interviews, awesome games with wonderful prizes. Also, we've got the biggest library of underground hip-hop of any station on the net. You mix in a little stand-up comedy and a text line so your voice can be heard, and you got a pretty good little show. But add listener-controlled programming? Yeah, you heard me. Listener-controlled programming, where you, the listener, can decide what makes it on the air. And now you've got the greatest show ever created. So join my show, your show, our show, the people's show, That Radio Show, each and every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, only here on Studio 57 Radio.
Hey everybody, this is your boy Big D, here to tell you about Mark for Life Tattoos. Guys, this place is the cleanest, most laid-back studio in Metro Detroit, and the artists are top-notch. And if you're like me from the D, you need to stop in on Fridays for that D-Day and get your old English D for only $20. Not interested in tattoos? Mark for Life does body piercings. Mark for Life is located at 22533 Van Dyke in Warren, and the guys are there 7 days a week from noon to 9. So give them a call at 757-2222. That's 586-757-2222. Tell them Studio 57 sent you and get 20% off. So what are you waiting for? Call them now.
Hey everybody, Smokey here to tell you about Allstate Tire. With winter fast approaching, the most important thing between you and the road is your tires. So don't put your safety in just anybody's hands. Go to Allstate Tire. With new and quality used tires available, you can trust Allstate Tire for all your tire needs. You can visit them at 14208 9 Mile Road in Warren, or give them a call at 586-779-8759. Allstate Tire, your source for quality new and used tires.
What's happening, everybody? Scrappy here to tell you about Love and Life Club. Love and Life Club is a social networking club that's located at 19960 James Cousins. That's the Lodge Service Drive between 7 and 8 Mile Road in the D. You need to stop in for $5 Fridays for great music, food, and drinks. I personally recommend the chicken. Love and Life Club is also available for rental for bachelor parties, wedding receptions, or any party for that matter. For more information, log on to www.loveandlifeclub.com. That's loveandlifeclub.com, or call D at 313-999-2824. That's 313-999-2824. That's Love and Life Club. If you love and life, you need to be in the club.
We are taking over this broadcast for the ultimate underground.
Studio 57 Radio Original. You know, when you hear that sound, you're gonna have a good time, because that's the sound of the Ultimate Underground live concert webcast from the Detroit area. We go to the most famous, or should I say infamous, venues in the D, and bring the underground music scene from the streets to your computer like nobody else can. There's only one catch. You never know when and where the Ultimate Underground is going to take over a broadcast. So you need to stay tuned to Studio 57 Radio all day, every day, for clues on when and where the next Ultimate Underground may happen. Now, there's no other station on the net that's going to give you this live webcast of some of the hottest artists in the D. That's the Ultimate Underground live on your home for hip-hop, rock and metal, Studio 57 Radio, baby.
Goodbye.
get what you want, cause we got what you need. Studio 57, serving streets of the D. Recording, mixing, mastering, or great beats. We do what we do to keep you hot on the streets. You get what you want, cause we got what you need. Studio 57, serving streets of the D. Recording, mixing, mastering, or great beats. We do what we do to keep you hot on the streets.
Studio 57 is a 32-track digital recording studio that utilizes Cool Edit, Logic Pro, Shure, AKG, Sennheiser, Yamaha, Korg, Mackie, Boss, Ibanez, Fender, Fruity Loops, and many, many more to make your music pop. Experienced and friendly engineers make Studio 57 feel like you're home away from home. With beat creation, mixing, mastering, digital media conversion, and DJs for any event, Studio 57 Records is your one-stop shop for all your music entertainment needs. We have online bill pay and flexible payment schedules. That makes Studio 57 the place to be. For more information, visit Studio57records.com. That's www.studio57records.com. Or call us at 586-420-3390. That's 586-420-3390. Or log on to Studio57records.com. Just remember one thing, baby.
We get what you want, cause we got what you need. Studio 57, serving streets of the D. Recording, mixing, mastering, or great beats. We do what we do to keep you hot on the streets. You get what you want, cause we got what you need. Studio 57, serving streets of the D. Recording, mixing, mastering, or great beats. We do what we do to keep you hot on the streets.
Party people, this is the original Doc Ice, and you are definitely listening to Studio 57 Radio. And if Studio 57 Radio isn't on, then your radio ain't really on. Check that.
You're listening to Studio 57 Radio, your home for underground hip-hop, rap, and R&B. Studio 57 Radio.
Yo, Abdo, how are you all living? We are back. We are loving life. We have sports. We are ranting. We are all over the place. It's ADD Radio, our first episode back from our little summer hiatus, and we usually wouldn't come back till after Labor Day, but we have sports. We got live sports. Holy crap, I don't know what to do. A little watch it with us. As the OKC is up 92-77 over the Lakers, we're doing a little bit of NBA action. We're having some fun here. I hope you guys are too. The text line is available to you. Social media is available to you. Yeah, all that good stuff. We'd love to hear from you. Let's get this thing rolling. I'm going to go off. We got the XFL. We got a bunch of other stuff we're going to get into in this second and final hour of DSR2. So without further ado, let's get back to what we do at DSR2. I'm Scrappy, and here is Johnny the Moose.
Hey, we are back here for the second segment of DSR2 on a wonderful Wednesday here in the D. Absolutely stellar weather-wise out here for like the last couple days. Unlike the rest of the summer, it's just like, oh my God, I was like melted. Jesus Christ. You know, sitting out there watching kids play softball in 90-degree heat just freaking sucks.
Yeah, I can vouch. I've been there and done that. I'm glad my kids are like older now.
Well, we got lots of engagement. We talked about your bubbles burst because your bubble's not a bubble out there. The NBA, NHL, MLB, which 2 to 3 have gotten it right, one hasn't.
Right.
And we'll see what happens. Obviously, NFL and NCAA football there. If you're a fan of Division II NCAA football, not going to happen.
No.
If you're a fan of UConn football, not going to happen.
If you're a fan of college sports, get over it.
Right.
It is 100. The fact that we're even talking about putting kids in harm's way so that adults can keep their jobs and make their millions and pump their money and do their thing is a fucking joke to me.
Right.
It's irresponsible. It's ignorant. It's fucking stupid. And they have no fucking plan to do anything. And I got news for you. Even if you're on crew or you run cross country or whatever the fuck you do, that you can still do social distancing, I got news for you. You can't fucking do it without basketball and football because those are the only fucking things that make enough money so you can have those other sports.
Right.
None of those other sports would exist if you had no revenue from basketball and football. That's a fact. So you just need to shut it down because you can't even put kids on fucking campus. My daughter's a senior at Wayne State. Dude, she's not taking a fucking class in person.
No.
It isn't fucking
the
happening.
president of Michigan State told kids, stay home.
Yeah.
Don't come to campus.
It's not happening. It makes no sense
Harvard
to
already
put them
said
out
is
there.
with the fall semester, it's online.
Right.
Of course, they're not giving you a price break. It's still $49,000 for a semester.
Oh, yeah, fuck you. I'll just leave that semester, go somewhere else, take credits that transfer, and then come back when I can get the education I
Right.
want, because at the end of the day, the degree will still be the same. So that's the same thing. Like, you know, like you want your degree, like here locally, you want your degree, let's say, from Lawrence Tech, right? You go to Macomb, you take all the classes that transfer, you go to Lawrence Tech, you take the last 5 or 6 classes you need, and get your degree from Lawrence
But
Tech.
you know what? The one good thing is, like MIT, they have actually a program, well, pirate certificate. So if you take your a class in fencing, archery, basically sharpshooting,
Okay.
and like whatever on there, you can get a pirate certificate. I want to be a pirate.
But if you get a pirate certificate, wouldn't you have to like rape and pillage too? Like, didn't pirates do that too?
Yeah, but you know, that's
I'm just saying. Like, I mean, if we're gonna be thorough here,
again, when everything, all the shit hits the fan, you've got the up on it. You're all set for Mad Max world.
yes, I'm already ready. Already, I don't even care.
I trust nobody anyway. So.
Yes. Well, I'm one of those cats too. Where like, I'm not like a prepper. I'm not that crazy. But like, if it went down, like, it's all good. It's all good. Yeah, oh yeah, and you know what? I didn't even think about this, and this is a great point, Mike. And thanks for getting in on this. The CFL, they're not playing at all.
No.
They ain't gonna go, and that league has been struggling.
Right.
What happens to we were going to get into the XFL thing, but what happens to a league like the CFL? That's a great point. Like, do they survive this?
I don't know.
You know what I mean? That, I would like to think that they would still have the support to be able to do that,
Yeah,
but
because
I don't know the
here's
financial.
here's a league that's been around for
Quite a long
100
time.
years, like.
Right, but that one seems like out of all the long, that one could be in trouble. I mean, I don't know what the health of the league it was going in. I don't think it was in great health, but I don't think it was bad.
there's certain cities on there, like, you know, like.
I know they were getting propped up by the NFL a little bit, right? They were playing some
Yeah,
games.
a little bit on there, but you know what?
I thought they were playing some of their games on the NFL Network and shit like that.
They may have on there in the summertime with it.
Yeah,
on
I think
there.
they
But again,
did.
certain cities like, you know, like Calgary and Edmonton and that, they do well.
Yeah,
You know,
right.
You know, Hamilton, but again, like Montreal's been up and down. Toronto's been up and down. But like, you know, Vancouver, you know, British Columbia, and again, Edmonton, Calgary, Winnipeg, they always seem to do well.
Right.
Because there's nothing freaking out there. You know, the Rough Riders. I mean, you used to have 2 teams called Rough Riders. I mean, or on there, Tiger Cat. 2 teams called Tiger Cats. Really?
What? Yeah, I don't get it. But that's better than some mascots we've got in the NFL. So at least one of them's gone.
The Washington Football Club.
Yes, I love the trademark squatter. That guy's great. That guy's awesome. He may never make a dime off of that, but God, just to stick it to Snyder one last time, it's fucking great. Because that fucking clown should have fucking changed that name 2 decades ago.
It should have been changed when he bought the.
That's what I'm saying.
But he's a piece of shit.
He is.
It's a toxic culture in that club. You don't tell me, oh, he's gonna straighten things up, dude. It comes from the head down.
Yep.
What's the constant?
Shit rolls down, baby, and
what
he's
is
the
the
guy.
constant
Yep,
on there?
absolutely.
On there for all this shit on there. You.
Well, we know we have an aptitude in the Lions, right? And the constant is always the ownership. So
Right, it is the ownership on there, but
this isn't any different. It's just dirty because he's grimy and it's nasty and it's fucked up over there.
Right.
And that racist horseshit should have been gone a long time ago. But I love the fact that my man goes in there and trademarks like 5 or 6 different fucking names that they were going to possibly use, and now they're fucked. Now they're like, we're going to be the Washington football team. because the Red Tails are gone, the Warriors are gone, all those fucking names that they've been pitching for the last fucking how many years since I've been trying to get them to get rid of that name. The fucking dude bought them all up.
Then they're just going to have to pay him.
And they're going to either have to pay him or he's squatting on them. I love it. He may never see a dime. They may come up with some dumbass fucking name instead or leave it the way it is, whatever. But the fact that I just love it. I
think they're going to pay him, and it's going to be the Red Tails.
I think ultimately it should be the Red Tails. And
even if you look at how the W is and some of the other signage and all that, it gives you that person.
To me, with what you've got going on in the world right now,
in the city that you're in,
and what you had there before, I think the Red Tails is a great kind of homage.
You can paint the same colors,
and you can maintain the color scheme, but the marketing, the logo possibilities, the what do you call it? The branding, the rebranding could just be phenomenal with the Red Tails. Just think of what you could do design wise for shirts and hats and beer cozies and fucking whatever else. You know what I'm saying? Like you could literally do the whole red tail with a bird, with a plane and a whole. You could like really do like. You could do a whole thing. You could really come up with something very cool. You know, so like I just I like it. Like I think that's the best one. But once again, you know, if he's squatting on it and he wants a crazy price, then you know, it just all depends on what that price is. But I'm with you. I think that's what it should be. But once again, it should have been the Red Tails 25 fucking years ago.
Right.
Not now. We shouldn't be having this conversation now. The fact that we have these conversations about this stuff now, and people are still hesitant and don't want to have it. And
it's not racist. Seriously.
The fact that we're having these conversations and people still don't want to have them in this day and age is disgusting to me. Because we should have had these conversations 3 generations ago.
Right.
At bare minimum.
Right. I mean,
and we just haven't. And
we'll see what happens with like the Indians are going to change their name too. So.
Well, they should.
They should.
They should. You know, I don't want to get into a whole big history lesson and all this stuff. You know, and you can make all these great claims about Christopher Columbus being some kind of great explorer, but he was fucking lost. Okay? He thought he was in fucking India. Hence, us calling indigenous people fucking Indians. It's not even who they fucking are.
He wasn't even the first one to land on a goddamn continent.
No. They're fucking Native Americans or the indigenous people, whatever you want to fucking call them, but they're not fucking Indians, okay? I've got friends in India. They're fucking Indian, okay?
It's basically what tribe they're from. If you're from you're the Lakotas, you're Lakota.
Right.
You're Navajo, you're Navajo.
Right. That's why indigenous kind of just covers all of them. You know what I mean? It's kind of like it's kind of like saying, you know, you'll say Asian, right? Because Asian. Well, you know, I talked to a guy. He said Oriental. I'm like, motherfucker, that's a rug. That's a fucking lamp. That's not a person. Like if you call an Asian person Oriental person, they're gonna be mad.
They're gonna kick your ass.
Like you're gonna get a throat punch.
You're gonna get Bruce Lee, man.
Yeah, you're gonna get the 1-inch punch to the chest, and you're not gonna be able to breathe. You're gonna want Rona.
Just let me die.
Yeah, fuck, man. So like I said, man, you just like people just don't. The fact that we have to have these conversations now because we didn't have them 3-4 generations ago like we should have is mind-boggling to me, and it's so interwoven into our society that like this is a proof positive. All these sport teams, we talked about it years ago, Moose. The only one that we felt that was an homage was the Blackhawks.
Right.
For Chicago in hockey.
Right. Because
all the other ones...
It's not cartoon. It's a proud...
Right. And the Blackhawks was like the tribe. It's nothing derogatory.
No. It's like the University of Illinois, the Illini. They was basically the tribe.
Right.
You know, Central Michigan, the Chippewas. They took... And again, they asked them, do you want to... No, we want you to stay in. Florida, the Seminoles.
Right.
We want you to stay the Seminoles.
Yeah, right. Because those are proper.
And they... portray them.
But fucking Redskins, the fact that you don't fucking get that Redskins is fucked up. Like seriously, I mean, goddamn, we don't have the Detroit Crackers. You know what I'm saying? You got mad because a dude made a shirt that looked like the Redskins and it said Caucasians. The proper fucking name for white people. And you got all bent out of shape over that, but you're cool with Redskins? You dumb, ignorant fuck.
I mean, you look at college football, and they're going through a whole thing under because now you got players too that are like, listen, we're speaking out. We're not keeping quiet. Iowa. I mean, there's a whole level of basically toxicity going there for. I mean, Kurt Ferentz basically should be drummed out.
Dude, the hazing, the bullying, the all the shit that goes on and all this stuff that's been going on at these universities forever. Dude, this is not anything new. Once again, why the fuck in 2020 do we have to have these conversations? Why has this shit not been vetted a long time ago? Because the people that are in charge never change. No one ever gets into an uncomfortable place. Okay? Right. Nothing will ever change if someone's comfortable. Period. Right now, right here, if you're comfortable, what's your motivation to change? If you're comfortable in your couch and you're sitting in your lazy boy and it is warm and it's got the vibrator, massager, and the heater, and you got the game on and you got your 90-inch plasma and you've got all your bills paid and money in the bank, and what is your motivation? If you are comfortable, what is your motivation to change anything that you're doing in any walk of life? There is none. So if you're going to have any kind of real substantial change, especially in something like social or something like that, then it has to be uncomfortable.
Right.
But this is a fucking mascot. Dude, we're not, this isn't even to the level of like, you know, Black Lives Matters or any of that stuff. This is just like common sense shit. If you had the Brooklyn N-bombs, would we be having this fucking conversation? I mean, serious.
They would be, yeah.
I mean, what is the difference? Tell me the difference between the Washington, what used to be, I'm not even saying it anymore, and having the Brooklyn N-bombs. What's the difference?
There isn't any.
Not a fucking lick. Not a fucking lick. And I got to stop saying that name because it's horrible. Even though I'm just saying it for emphasis because of how stupid it is that we've had it for this long.
Well, you look on there for years, too, and they're like Cleveland Indians when they had the Chief Wahoo and the caricature on it. And they even said, too, hey, we're going to move away from that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and they went to like the letters and the script.
They'll probably go back to their original name, the Spiders, on that with it. But, yeah, if you look at, like, you know, again, the athletic directors or commissioners, county or conference commissioners that stay in there forever. Good news is we finally got rid of fucking Jim Delaney,
right?
On there, and again, I think with Kevin Warren, I think he's going to be one of those two. It's like I'm not, you know what? I don't have to worry about it. I don't worry about this. I'm new guy in there. I'll just shut it down.
Right.
I'm going to worry about all the players and all the athletes and all the students out there to keep them safe. I'm not going to be the guy to have a kid drop dead on me because I didn't do my job.
Yep.
I really feel that on that. And again, the downside with the ACC to let Notre Dame in, they had their chance to say Notre Dame, fuck you.
Yep. Oh, I hate that.
We're going to let you in.
You're going to let you in the ACC?
You freaking coward.
Spineless fuckers. Yeah, I think.
I know. Again, the ACC is going to. I mean, in the ACC and the SEC, they won't care if somebody dies. Oh well.
Right. Well, this is the whole thing. It's not going to happen, so it doesn't matter.
They're going to shut it. It'll be shut down.
There is no fucking way that you can put kids in a safe environment.
And again, these kids now.
There is no way. Tell me how. Give me one. Tell me what they're doing or what they've proposed that puts any kind of safety measure in front of kids.
There isn't.
So what in the fuck are we talking about? When is the first kickoff of the Big Ten schedule?
I'm gonna say like September.
3 weeks from Saturday, right?
Right. Yeah.
3 weeks from Saturday. Sure. You have no fucking plan, and you have a schedule set up for 3 weeks from fucking Saturday. You have not told one parent, one player, one person, one media member, one anybody, one fucking thing that you have done to protect these fucking kids. Not one. What are you going to do? You can't even get cats to campus. They get 200 people on campus, and there's an outbreak. 200 people. These campuses have 50, 60, 80,000 students.
How the hell they get a damn, because they redid the schedule, how they get a schedule, because 2 days ago, freaking Rutgers announced that they got 30 kids that are tested positive.
How, when you put schedules out 18 years in advance, you all of a sudden can come up with a schedule in 3 fucking days, but you still have no fucking plan?
Right.
Get the fuck out of here.
I mean, I'm surprised Rutgers is just...
Get the fuck out of here with that shit.
They can't play in New Jersey. New Jersey says we're not allowing them to play.
Right.
What are you going to play? And if I'm a parent, no, my kid's not coming there this fall.
Right. Oh, I'm not sending my kid to I'm not sending my kid to campus.
No.
Remote learning. Sorry.
I mean, look at these top end players. I mean, Mika Parsons, who's going to be a top 5 pick, says, I'm not playing.
3-1. Oh, yeah, no. Absolutely. Text line's open, guys. 313-307-5340.
I'm Trevor Lawrence.
It's done.
I'm not playing.
It's crazy. And I got news for you guys. Testing isn't getting it done. Text line, unnamed texters, testing isn't getting it done. I don't care how much testing you can do. You do. A test does not prevent people from getting sick.
Right.
You can test them twice a week, and what happens in between the tests? What happens when the test is wrong? Testing does nothing.
You're going to tell me these kids that are 19 to 20 or 18 to 22 years old, they're going to stay home Thursday night?
You can do nothing to protect them.
No, you can't.
You're putting them out there so you can make millions. Look in the fucking mirror and tell me how you can do that and sleep at night.
Right. There's again. These kids don't get paid a dime, and what are the benefits for them to play?
None. Right now, even if you're healthy, right now, from what we know, they believe that there could be long-term side effects from getting COVID.
That kid from Indiana, the offensive lineman, came down with it, tested positive, had a rough time going about it. Now he's got it basically.
So that's my point. If you are an NFL prospect, if you have any inkling of going to the pros, you don't fucking play. You're not risking your career.
No.
And if you're not even gonna sniff the pros, why the fuck am I getting sick for nothing? Literally nothing.
Right. There's
nothing.
There's too many ramifications that can happen with you. Basically, you've got heart issues. I mean, they got we'll go back to that kid from the Red Sox, the pitcher, came down with it, survived it. Now he's got cardiomyopathy at age 27.
Right.
He's not playing this year. Play. Now I don't know too. You could end up being an oxygen. You'd have to get a damn double lung transplant at years old.
Right.
I mean, there's also symptoms on people losing limbs, fingers, legs, arms, with the shit.
Yeah.
This shit. Nobody's got a goddamn clue. Anyway, my kids are freaking nice.
Well, the whole thing too, and this is what starts for me, right? Because, all right, check it out. Full disclosure, I spend 99% of my day in hospitals and in schools. We service every major medical facility in this state. I'm in sick schools to turn over, and they do whatever they do to get things ready for school. They have no plan.
No.
Okay, they have no plan to keep kids safe or healthy. In fact, the contractors that are in the school now doing what they're doing, not one motherfucker's wearing a mask. Nobody's socially distancing. The people that work at the schools, for the schools, the janitors, all that stuff, they're not wearing masks. They're not doing it. Dude, they're not taking any of this shit seriously, and they still have no plan.
Right.
They have schools in flux that are weeks from starting, and they don't have the things that they need to even have a class, let alone have a class with any kind of social distancing. You are not putting my child in a room this size with 30 other fucking kids. It ain't happening.
No.
We're in a room this size, and there is 2. Guess what? If you have 22 kids in your class, you need, 2,000 square foot room to socially distance properly?
Right.
No school can do that, even if they rotate in, which is ignorant as shit. because now they're going home for a few days and then coming back and going home and coming back. It doesn't change anything. It doesn't mitigate anything. Testing doesn't mitigate anything. It helps you. The only thing you can do is slow the spread by not being there, by not being together until you can get a vaccine. I'm telling you, AstraZeneca is not going to have a fucking vaccine until February at the earliest.
Right.
And at that point, it won't be properly tested. Will you be in a fucking hurry to give that to your kid? Because they have bypassed all regulations and put everything into a hurry-up mode to get this thing out. So they're going to give you a drug that will not be the final drug and will probably have some negative effects. Period. Big Pharma has a history of doing it. Look at it. If you watch television, if you're in lockdown, you're watching television in the middle of the day. And one thing that you'll notice about television in the middle of the day, that every fucking commercial is about a class action lawsuit for a fucking medicine. That is with our fucking regulations in.
Right.
That is with us doing the proper vetting of this shit. What do you think you're going to get when that is gone? So, look, I want these sports and all this stuff to come and happen. But until there's a vaccine, you cannot put kids, you cannot put people at risk, no matter what the dollar amount is. Now, if you're an adult and you're being paid millions and you want to make that choice, then that is yours to make. But not when you're a kid, not when you're a young adult who is not being compensated properly and is being taken advantage of. That's what that is. That's what college is. If college sports goes and happens, it's universities, greedy fuckers taking advantage of kids. Period. There is nothing else. There's no thin line. There's no in between. There's no.
Right.
That is it. Period. End of fucking story. And that cannot be right. It isn't right. And it shouldn't happen. And it's not going to.
No, and
because none of these schools are going to get off the fucking ground. It's the same thing with the high schools. Dude, they got these cats in the high schools. They're doing their band. They're doing their cross country. They're practicing fucking things. But you don't have anything in place. All of that is going to be gone. It's all going to blow up because parents are not going to send their kids to that situation. The only ones that are going to do it are the ones that feel they have no fucking choice because they have to get back to work. And now you're putting parents in a bad situation. It's the same thing at the university level. I'm sorry. They may be adults, technically, but it's the same thing at the university level. And then you're paying in a lot of cases.
Yes.
When you're talking about the student body, you got to treat them the same as the student athlete.
Right.
As far as protecting them. And none of this is going to work this way.
And they look on there too. You look what it is like these kids testify. Again, rush to get back on there. For what?
Right.
It's going to just blow up in our face.
It's money. It's all about money. That's all they're doing.
But with the high schools and you know what? It's just.
And it's the same thing with the high schools.
Again, don't tell me, we'll move it to the spring ball. That's ridiculous. That's the most asinine on there. Because again, what are you gonna do? All right, so you moved it to spring on there. So these kids playing football on there with it. So they're a senior. They're gonna play till June, and then they're gonna start right back up in July or August to go play college ball for the following year. The body can't handle that.
Yeah, no, they're not gonna do any of that.
It's it.
They're not going to do any of that. I'm sorry, guys. If you want sports, it's going to be pro sports. It's going to be sports in a bubble, and it's not going to be sports you're used to seeing.
I mean, certain sports you can move swimming to the wintertime because it's in the pool and then just alternate. But again, you can move volleyball probably when on there, something on it. But yeah, football, it ain't going to move.
But you can't move anything because you don't have the funding to maintain it.
No.
So it doesn't matter what time of year you fucking play it. You can't, because if football and basketball don't play, you don't have the money.
Right.
So there's no funding. So you can forget that shit. That's what this is about. This is a money grab. This is not. It has nothing to do with anything else but the university trying to get money. Period. That's it. That's why they're not giving students a fucking break on their tuition.
No. Which is ridiculous.
You know what I'm saying? None of that shit. Dude, these universities are disgusting. The NCAA is disgusting. This is an opportunity.
Especially some of these universities and what's their endowment. You know, what they get basically every year on there. I mean, Michigan's got like a $12 billion endowment.
Right.
They get $12 billion every freaking year just from grants and basically rich freaking alumni donors and everything with it. And this is even before one game's played.
Right.
You got $12 million in the bank.
Right.
And you're not going to give these kids a break. Harvard's probably got like a $10 billion endowment.
Dude, we've been through this. They just started allowing them to benefit from their likeness. Meanwhile, for years they put out video games and products and merchandise, making money off their backs.
Right.
Like
they got nothing out of it.
I mean, like, come on, man. These guys, the universities, the NCAA is the jankiest fucking promoter in the world.
BA Sports comes out with an NCAA 2020.
That's as close as you're getting. That's as close as you're getting.
And if that
I'm sorry.
does, fine. I'm going to buy it. I'm going to play it. At least I'm going to get to watch some college sports on Madden or on the PlayStation.
We were talking a little bit earlier about the.
Again, you're not going to get to college sports. Guess what? Movie theaters. Nobody's going. Do you want to know the only theater that's going to be making money? Drive-ins.
Yeah. Yep. Drive-ins. But see, drive-ins are going to struggle too because nobody's releasing anything.
Right. You're going to be playing like old movies and stuff.
Yeah, so it's like it's getting to the point where like you're watching older movies, older runs every once in a while, a new movie.
And it's going to go on streaming online. Like Disney's going to do that Mulan.
Yeah, they're just going to go right straight to.
Fine, $30 to rent it.
Yeah.
People I pay that. Well, again, if you take a family of 4 to a movie, it's going to cost you more than $30.
Yep, absolutely. But I'm going to get a big-ass screen. I'm going to get Dolby surround sound. I'm going to get that fucking huge-ass recliner. I'm going to get a fucking beer. I'm going to get some fucking candy. I'm going to get all that shit that I'm not going to get at home. That experience of seeing it in the theater is what I'm paying for. So if I'm going to watch it at home, then I'm going to pay the home price. I'm not paying the theater price.
Right.
So stop with that shit. And if I got Disney Plus, I'm already paying.
Right.
So I want the movie.
I'll wait a month and it'll be on regular Disney Plus then.
My take is, if you're going to release it, just release it. I'm already paying for it. Give it to me. I'm already paying for it. If I'm a Disney Plus, I'm already paying for it.
Right.
So it's stupid.
Now
I understand you need to make money for the movie to continue to make money, so there can be, whatever, another movie, whatever. Pay the cats, the production company, all that. I get it. So they have to do that. But that's why so many people are fucking rolling back and not putting out the new movies because, you're going to lose money.
Yeah.
You're just not, the revenue's not going to be there.
As much money as Disney freaking made last year, dude, don't tell me you.
Well, yeah. Well, the Disney model.
They made like $7 billion in basically revenue last year just off movies.
My company that I work for in the daytime uses the Disney model for their company. And, we do $100 million in chairs a year.
Chairs.
Fucking chairs. And desks.
I mean, you're talking about the day job here. I mean, I had a closing today in the real estate net, and we were 2 separate rooms. Buyers, again, the 2 buyers in one room,
right.
Seller in another room. Everybody wore a mask.
Yeah. Well, and I'm out in the public. We're all wearing masks, and you social distance when you can. You can go out and do certain stuff. The problem with sports is,
especially like
you
football.
Can't do any of that shit.
There's no way you get mad because football is the most physical, violent on here. So you not just got breathing on everybody, but you got spit and sweat and freaking blood.
Yep.
Don't tell me that. I mean, again.
Yep. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
there's no way
that you can't do it. You can't do it. That's what I'm saying. It's different in society. You can get away with it out in the world. Like, I understand people are afraid, and they should be. If you've got health concerns, you should be worried about being out there, and you should take all the precautions, and you should stay home if you can. But for a lot of us, I'm a healthy guy. I don't have anything to worry about. I'm not worried about it. I'm going to take all the precautions I need to take for myself. I'm not going to worry about what other people do because I'm going to worry about what I can do. I'm just going to assume everybody's an asshole and isn't going to do what they need to do. And then I'm just going to do what I got to do to protect myself.
We're going to have to deal with the world of Karens and Chads.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. They're all a bunch of fucking dude bros and Karens out there. So I'm over it. So it's just one of the dude to protect you. But when you're in a game situation, you can't protect a work that college sports cannot happen. High school sports will not happen. And I just don't know how you even do in-person learning at this point. At least in-person learning, you can kind of do it, right? If you sanitize everything between classes, if you reduce the class size, force everybody to wear masks, you'll be fine. So you can kind of get the student body in. The problem is these cats live on campus, or they have to travel, or whatever. So there's a lot of different dynamics to it. It's not just the same people going to the same place every time. At my job, I have to trust that the guys I work with go home.
Right.
And don't go to the fucking bar or try to go to the bar or go hang out and party and do all this irresponsible shit. It's easier because they isolate operations. Each division is isolated. So operations only works with themselves. We don't interact with the office people anymore. That's all done via email and phone and management. Same thing, email, phone, Skype, whatever. So you just don't, so they minimize. So it's just us in operations. And then they've, now it used to be 2 guys in every truck. Now you take your own truck. Everybody gets their own truck. And then, now you have fleets of trucks going to places. And so there are certain things you can do. But once again, even with the minimal exposure we have to other people and the fact that, yes, we go to the hospital, there's people there. But, I mean, as far as our company is not huge, imagine a university with all those people. There's no fucking way that you can kind of socially. So you have to reduce the sizes. So to get a plan together to get students in the classroom is feasible, but they have yet to do it. They have yet to come up with a way, and there'll still be some risk involved. So, but that risk when it comes to athletes in athletics is tenfold at least. So I just don't see how they can fucking do it. I think it's super irresponsible for everybody to even insinuate that they could do it or that there's a way to do it or even debating, options to do it in our given situation. If there is no vaccine, these kids cannot play. Period. You cannot put someone at risk like that for nothing. So until there's a vaccine, I just don't see how any college, any collegiate sport, any sport at all really that involves, being on campus. Baseball is not, you can get some social distancing and you can see what happened with MLB and their lack of preparation and having a real plan. It has been an unmitigated disaster. And I'm guaranteed, my Scrappy Damas prediction right here, right now, is that MLB will not finish. And it's because of that. And so you can't, so if you're looking at any example, you need to learn from MLB and understand that you can't go back. So collegiate sports, done, gone.
Yeah, I don't think. My prediction: MLB's not going to make it till September.
No, they're not.
They've got a week to 10 days to get this straightened out, and I don't think they can. And I think it's going to be shut down probably by next weekend.
I wouldn't be surprised, just the way things have been going and the way it's been ramping up. I'm with you. The NFL, I don't think they're going to get a full season in.
No.
I think the best opportunity for the NFL would be, and we'll get in, and I guess this is probably a whole podcast in itself, but. If you bubble everybody for a month, then give them a week to go off, then get everybody tested and self-quarantined for another week, and then come back and play and be quarantined and stay in the bubble and not leave and stay there for another 4 weeks, then you can get a 12-week season in. Okay, and still kind of fit that criteria, and then you'll have like a 2-week gap in between quadrants. I guess it would be a quadrant because it's only 3. But so if you play 4 games, then you take a couple weeks off, and that way everybody's quarantining. And if someone gets sick early or got sick during there, they'd be able to recover and get back. You'd be able to make sure you tested everybody, had the proper testing, all that stuff. Then you come back and then they're not it's like with the NBA, you're trying to force them to stay and not leave the bubble, but something comes up and someone's always got to leave the bubble, and then your bubble ain't a bubble. So in this case, don't allow them to leave the bubble because you're gonna open the bubble up,
Right.
and then you're gonna reform the bubble again.
I mean,
so
right.
the bubble, so you get to leave the bubble, but actually the bubble goes away, and then you get a new bubble, and it actually maintains a bubble. So then when that bubble is no longer a bubble, you're not in it, and you get a new bubble.
I mean, there is a way to get through that. I mean,
So I think the NFL, if they do something like that, they have a chance. But I think anything else,
basically the NFL should take something out of the NHL guidelines. Couple regional areas.
right? Well, but they don't have the advantage where they don't have the issues that we have here.
Right, well,
So that's
yeah.
that's the other advantage that hockey's got, is that they're in a place where
Because they're in a country
Canada's
that
not fucking they're not stupid. They can't walk upright. But science. Oh,
alien
man.
DNA in our medicines.
Oh my god, that shit was fucking funny. I'm like, you know what? It's funny. You know what? Never mind. That's too political for this show. But it's just, it just doesn't make any sense. Like, there's a few ways that you can do some things. The NHL within a bubble, so it worked. But it's not.
They're basically most of the players. I mean, I would say almost all the players are actually maintaining the bubble.
I'm going to say no on that. I don't necessarily agree with that. I just think that, I think they've spent a little bit of time understanding that the gravity of the situation. But no, going to the strip club for chicken wings is not fair.
You guess what? Go play in South.
Here for sure.
You're done. Period.
Well, I think that's a little harsh because I think I think there could be accidents, right? Because they're allowing them to leave. So that's within the fucking rule. Follow their fucking rules, and you get sick by accident.
Right.
Now, in his strip club, but if his didn't tweet that out, no one would have
said that on there. With it was no going to the strip club. No, you're done.
Yeah. See that
you get no money. I don't know if I'm going to bring you back next year. You know.
Oh, bullshit.
Well, if you're
bullshit.
If you're a tweener player,
dude, if you're a tweener player, they're going to say that anyway.
Right.
Doesn't matter. That's irrelevant. If you make the starting lineup, you're coming back. Sorry, stop that shit. If you can dude, Greg Hart give a fuck about your character.
They're talking about Antonio Brown guy, even though he's got an 8-game suspension. Where does he?
Oh, dude.
I asked one of the parents on there for the weekend. I said he goes, I really love boxing. I said, all right, so he goes, I like MMA, but he goes, I just still love old school boxing.
Right.
I said, so are you? I go, Jones Jr. Mike, do you want what I would tell you, or do you want the?
He does look good. I cannot tell a lie. Page, he looks in great shape. Olympic boxing guys are going to wear headgear. It's going to be an exhibition kind of thing. I want to get it.
If I'm Roy Jones, do I really want to be hit by Tyson?
Don't sleep on Roy Jones Jr.
Roy Jones Jr. Yeah.
Don't sleep on him. I mean, he don't sleep on him. But you got to understand, there's like a 30-pound differential between these guys, at least from their last fights.
Right.
So I would imagine that it would be fairly similar here.
Yeah.
So
Roy Jones Jr. in his day was the baddest man on the pound for pound on the planet.
Right. But he was under 200, and Tyson's last fight was like 236.
Right. Now Tyson looks like he's trimmed down.
Right. So if he's at 220 and Roy's at 205, 210, then it doesn't look so bad. But then you're assuming Roy Jones Jr. is out of shape. If he's in shape, he's going to be like 195, and that's still a 25, 30-pound weight differential.
Right. He may, we don't know. Again, he's a couple years younger, but both of them, are going to be doing the testosterone therapy. I don't care.
Oh, yeah. Tyson has been for a while. That's the only way he's been able to recover that body. You saw him in The Hangover, right? Yeah. He had a beer belly and shit.
Now he's like...
Now he's fucking...
He looks like he's in the best shape of his life.
Yeah. He looks as good as he did any day I've ever seen him. So other than
now
he's great.
Now he's got and he's got the old man smarts too with that body.
Well, I hope he does, right? Like we would hope that he's learned and he's a little bit smarter and measured and things like that. You know what I mean? Mature in the way you kind of develop the fight in your head. But once again, he has not fought in quite a long time. In his last, it wasn't like just his last fight sucked. His last few fights were complete fucking debacles. So he hasn't been in a good headspace. in a fight in what, 15 years?
20.
You know what I'm saying? So let's slow our roll on that one. But yeah, I totally want to get it. Oh, the Edmonton football team in the CFL also got rid of their Eskimos.
Yes.
They dropped that name. So there we go. There's another one in the text line. Or I'm sorry, the chat room.
Yes.
So, but anyway, back, yeah. So like, what? Whatever. Yeah. So there you go.
But yes, Tyson,
Take my money. I'm all about it. I want to see it. But depending on the price point, I'm going to get it. If the price point's a little high, then maybe we'll have to figure out like a group thing where everybody chips in and we do it. But I'd put the projector outside.
Oh, yeah?
And fucking beam it the size of the garage and go
right.
and
then
watch it.
Drinks and cigars out in the yard.
Exactly. So like I'm all in on something like that. If we want to do something, I'd totally do it. I've got a screen up at the cabin that's like probably 12 or 15 foot wide. I could hang right in front of the garage door and put that fucking fight on, and you could see it from down the goddamn street. So I mean, it's a real thing. But yeah, depending on the price point and how it goes, I want to go do it.
Well, yeah, even if it's like a little bit outright, then you get 5-6 guys.
Yeah, everybody
have it
throws
out in the yard.
Yeah, everybody throws
Do
in
some
$5-10 or whatever.
Do a little
Good.
grilling beforehand.
Yeah, exactly. Make it like a full-on tailgate. That'd be so much fun. So yeah, I'm totally down for that. And it's funny because I know some cats that have been trying to get different events going, whether it be pro wrestling or MMA or anything like that, and it's really hard in a lot of states and what you can do and when you're going to do it, and there's very limited dates on when you can even start doing stuff. And everybody saw the Tyson September 12th and was like, yep, nope, we're not booking that weekend.
No matter what we do, we're going to lose.
Well, we're not booking that weekend. Let's watch the Tyson fight. So that's kind of the way the fight world has been. You know, it's pretty bad that boxing has to turn to two old guys having an exhibition fight to get people interested.
Right.
So that's just another sport. You know, we kind of capped on baseball earlier, but boxing is a sport that is on life support. And so hopefully this puts a little, a little juice into it there. We'll watch it with us. We've moved on from one NBA game to the other. OKC capped that victory off here, and we got Boston up by 3 over Brooklyn early with just a minute and a half left in the first. Little watch it with us action, as you can see in the background there. Hope you guys are enjoying live sports. I didn't know we'd ever do another watch it with us.
Pittsburgh, Montreal is tied 3-3.
Look, our buddy Canada Mike is so happy.
Arizona beat, let's see here.
The Blue Jays are winning. The Raptors are winning. And his Dodgers are winning. He's just a happy guy. Just a happy guy. I love Canada Mike. He's a great guy. He listens to all the other programming we've got here, and really cool guy, man. So and I'm glad that your teams are winning. What do we got? The Tigers, they don't even get to play barely ever because everything keeps fucking happening.
We were supposed to play.
Yeah. And then and they're terrible. And
actually,
then,
they're 5-5, so they're actually playing better than we thought.
Yeah, well, yeah, but they're still terrible, and this is in that weird era.
Weird year.
Yeah. And then, our Pistons aren't even in the mix, so there's no basketball. They're terrible. And then, there won't be, even if we have NFL football, which I'm sure we'll have it in some kind of form, the Lions are irrelevant anyway. So, there you go. So, and I know you want your Tigers back. But, and Mike is a big Tigers fan, too, so. And I like, I like having the Tigers games on the radio.
Yes.
That is like just didn't change it, but the sounds and all we've had a couple different voices over the years for the Tigers over my lifetime. It's always a familiar thing. Welcome.
You're outside. You got a game on.
All right. Yep. You got the game on the radio, doing stuff in the yard.
Doing stuff in the yard. I got all the kids on there Sunday. Well, Tigers are on. Well, I want to listen to my game. No, sorry. Tigers are on.
Tigers are on?
Again, I told you. Sports on radio.
Yeah.
Guess what?
Yep. Yeah.
You can just take your bad rap music away.
Yeah.
It's not even good rap. It's just
It's just bad rap. Is there such thing as good rap nowadays? I mean, maybe I'm just being old, but like the new stuff is so mumbly. I can't do it. I don't even know what they're saying anymore. It's like at least when Snoop Dogg came up with his own language, I may not have known what every word meant, but like I understood him as what he was saying, and I understood it that in the context he was saying it. But like rappers now, not only do I not understand what is actually being said, I don't understand the meaning or the context. So
any rapper under the age of 40, what the hell? I can't.
That's what I know. That's what I'm saying. Like I love me some '90s hip hop. Like don't get me wrong, but like all this shit in the 2000 aughts, I don't get it.
No.
Like so, it was like as soon as all that mumbly 2012 shit came around or whatever it was, I was like, oh my god, this is rough. So I don't know. But music does that. It goes through phases. Rock and roll went through a phase where you're like, what the shit? Like every band was like fucking Poison, Warrant. You know what I'm saying?
I hated hair
the hair bands. Like every band was the same. You couldn't even tell them apart.
Oh my god!
And then they had like Fancy Pussycat and all these other bands that it's like, whoa, how many bands are there that are in there? And how many bands with the name White Lion, Great White? I mean, can we stop with that? So like that, every genre of music goes through that thing where it's like, oh my god, and I think even sports do that stuff. Stick with Elvis; it works for me. Thanks, Mike. But yeah, I think once again we're a victim of our eras in some respects. So we talk about that with
sport.
Sport.
They talk about Martha's no longer running the Lions.
So let me get this right. So the team was owned by a 90-year-old woman.
94-year-old.
A 90-year-old woman who didn't know shit about football and is now owned by a 70-year-old woman who doesn't know shit about football, and we're expecting it to change. How?
No.
Okay. What the fuck? It's the same ownership.
It's the same owner. I mean, because the Bill's got too much shit to do. He's got bigger things. He's like, crap, I got to figure out what the hell to do with Ford.
Dude, no. What he understands is that they don't know football. They don't hire the right football people. They just don't do it.
No.
He doesn't want to be attached to that fucking dumpster fire.
Not anymore.
That's why he left. It has nothing to do with anything. He tried for years.
Take over.
Yeah, to try to help that shit, and no.
And then he bring him Millen, and he's like, "Oh crap!" At least he was the one who admitted too, like, "This is a freaking dumpster fire. We got to can him."
All right.
And he finally talked to his old man, "Dad, you need to get rid of him."
Right.
Okay, I'll get rid of him. Good, because I'm out.
Yeah, and that's yeah, and so yeah.
I at least tried to think outside the bubble, and it didn't work. And
right.
At least I'm smart enough to know I don't know what the hell.
Exactly.
So that's here. Part of the problem to admit is
yeah. Oh yeah. The first step to recovery is admitting you have a problem. Absolutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. All right. Now we only got a few minutes left, but the XFL. Vince McMahon is the most carny fuck in the world. That dude is so crooked, so janky, and so shitty to his employees that he doesn't deserve this. He got fucking bailed out by the fucking Rock.
Right. He avoided jail because he got bailed out by the Rock.
This could easily, this could get him out of like a prison term. When you have a publicly traded company, you cannot funnel funds and do all this shit to other companies. He did all that shit to funnel and do this stuff with the XFL. You can't do that. Ultimately, in the end, he was going to get popped on that anyway. When this fucking pandemic came in, he used it as an excuse to get out, fired a bunch of people he shouldn't have, and had other lawsuits pending.
Right.
He was going to get smashed. When you get hit with enough lawsuits with a high enough ticket, you will get jail time. So, with all that shit going on, how is this a coincidence that The Rock buys for only $15 million? The whole league.
Right.
TV contracts and all, $15 million. I want to know what Vince is going to owe in restitution. Because he's going to pay restitution for the shit that he's done.
Right.
He's going to have some problems. He's going to get sued.
Oh, yeah.
And that $15 million is probably to pad that issue. I'm telling you right now. His attorney said, you're going to get hit. You're going to get hit hard. You could get hit as hard as $20 million. You're going to get smacked. Vince McMahon is all about the bottom line.
Does he just take that $15 million and just pay off people to keep them quiet?
He paid $8 million to the state of Florida so that they could be fucking deemed essential.
Right.
And they've been fucking wrestling ever since.
I know.
In a state that is fucking ground zero right now. So, yes, absolutely. That's what that fucking money is.
That's to keep him out of jail.
That is an already predisposed payout.
Right. So that's is that $15 million?
If you're fans of wrestling and stuff, enjoy it for what it is, but understand that you're a mark. You're not a customer. You're not a fan. You're not somebody that... You're a mark. You're someone that they can rip off. You're a fucking mark. They call you marks. They treat you like marks, and they act like you're a mark. This is the ultimate move in treating everybody like a fucking mark.
Right.
I can hustle you, and I can make money off of you, and I can fucking, do this and that and the other. And he's done it again. And he did it to somebody that I thought was above it. I don't know what he's got on The Rock, or maybe The Rock's got some, just blind loyalty to Vince. But that's what that was.
Right.
That's exactly what that was. Wrestling is disgusting.
Oh, yeah. There's so much.
It is Epstein disgusting. Just so y'all fucking know. It is Hollywood disgusting. It really is.
Marty Jannetty.
But there's no Hollywood money.
Yeah, talk about wrestling. Marty Jannetty just kind of admitted to committing murder on Twitter this morning.
Yes, and that he's a fucking homophobic, fucking ignorant asshole on top of it. And he was afraid of being butt raped.
Yeah. We're all afraid of that.
Yes, well, he should be at least.
That's why I don't commit major felonies.
So, yeah, but Marty Jannetty is also, he's kind of got that crackhead syndrome where, he just says shit to make himself relevant.
Yeah.
Even if it's so wildly off the cuff that it doesn't matter, it's not true. So, who knows?
Who knows?
But if he did, quote unquote, make someone disappear and admit it on Twitter, and then kind of put out some there's no statute of limitations on that shit, homeboy.
No.
If you gave enough information and someone says, you know what, I'm going to look into it, and actually gets enough evidence to continue an investigation on your ass, you're fucking done.
Capital crimes have no statute of limitations.
Right. But my whole thing is now you are either a sociopath serial killer and want people to know what you did, or you are a fucking liar.
Which is probably the case.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Those are the only reasons why you come clean, right?
Boston's taking it to them. They're on a 20-1 run.
They just went on a fucking tear, and to end the first and early here in the second, and they're putting it to. I'm still a little weirded out by the virtual crowd. I like that they put fake seats behind them. It's kind of neat. I don't know how they do that, but why? I see that you get their video and stuff like that. But why don't you get their audio too, so we can hear them cheering or booing,
Boo, woof woof woof,
and hear the dog barking, and the one guy motherfucking his wife in the other room or whatever the fuck he's doing. You hear the domestic violence in the background. And he says, "Bitch, I'm on the fucking camera." It goes all Greg Hardy. What the fuck am I talking about?
I'm like James.
All right, guys. We're just getting warmed up, man. Just getting back into the whole swing of things here. First episode back in the books. We'll come back here, same bat time, same bat channel next week. and we'll talk more sports because we'll have sports to talk about. Maybe. If they don't all fucking trickle off and go away. Sorry for the little touch of politics. We'll try to minimize that. But, you know, it is what it is. It peaks, it slips in because they've politicized this virus and the things around it. And this virus and the things around it are affecting sports. So that's kind of why. So we apologize for that. And you know how we are. We try to keep that to a minimum. So come back, hang out, tell your friends, share, let everybody know DSR2 is back every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time here on Studio 57 Radio, where you can be a part of the show. You can dictate where we go, how we do things. And this is your show as much as it is ours, man. We love you guys. Thanks for checking out the BCU podcast. Another episode this Sunday, as we will, you know, unleash some of these emails from Legacy Belts and give you our take on that. And one of the biggest belt makers in the world is out there lying to folks. Oh, that would be great. So we'll see you Sunday at 7 for that one, and next Wednesday at 8 for more DSR2. Love you guys. Be good.
Peace out, brothers.
Peace.
You're listening to Studio 57 Radio, your home for underground hip-hop